Hi, I'm Michael Graves from Singing from Scratch, and today I'm going to answer a Cora question that was requested of me by Melissa Ann.
Sing on, yeah.
And that is, what are some good singing tips to sound more feminine, and how to do riffs and runs better? Well, to sound more feminine, I'm assuming by your name that you are female. And so that means that if you're asking to sound more feminine, that indicates to me, since I don't know, we haven't actually spoken or I haven't heard you sing, is that you have a lower register female voice. In other words, you're like an alto 2, tenor 1 area. And that means that you're in the lower range and have more of a more resonant of a voice. It means you have naturally more of a throat and mouth voice combination. You're back in here, as opposed to up in your mouth, or up into your nose voice, right? Because there's 3 resonances. You have the throat voice, the mouth voice, and the nose voice. There's no such thing as a head voice. If you have a brain, there's no resonance. There's no sound resonating up there, or in your chest for that matter. Your vocal cords are here, and they produce sound that resonates in your throat, in your mouth, and your nose as you modulate it, and to get that to happen, right? So to sound more feminine, simply just remove some of the throat voice. Instead of putting things in the back of your throat like a yawn, you want to move more to the modal voice, or your what's called a modal voice. It's a mouth voice, and put a little bit into your nose and sing in higher key. And so instead of singing in your normal key, you want to sing a little higher, up in a higher key, get up in this register, and put things more up here to sound more feminine, and more up in this area to sound more like a girl. Now, that's a simple way of doing it. You just think of this way, use the word coin. Coin. So the oin puts the resonance into the mouth and the nose naturally. And you can use that coin to feel it. Go coin, like a coin, like a pay with a penny or a dime or whatever. So coin is to move it up into that area. Now, as far as the riffs and runs better, the way to practice riffs and runs better is to break them down into what is the primary melody that is being sung, and what are the transitional notes between those primary melody notes. So go la with your primary melody, let's say la 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 la. And if you're going to do a run from la 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 la, you go la. Everything around the primary melody notes that I sang are going to be transitional notes that transition from the note, like la. So if I did that, you can see it. La, la. And it's easy, a little trick that you can do to kind of cheat your way through and doing it slow is to say ha. So you can actually, while you're transitioning from the note to the next note, so la, and then do it faster, la, until you're doing it so fast that you can't actually make the H sound, right? So it's la, la. So that's how you would break out any run. So if anybody's doing any kind of run, you can break it out from, listen to it for the primary melody, la, and then what are the notes in between, okay? And the primary melody is the notes that you're usually given the most life. So you can find the primary melody by finding those notes that are given more life or more time sung, other than the notes that are not sung. Now that's a pretty easy explanation, la, or example I should say, because I'm giving you la, all right? Now, la, la, la. So for the girls, this would be a little higher, so you can practice it. La, la, and just practice really slow with the huzz, and then speeding it up until you get that run that you want. So to any kind of run that you want to do, whoever the artist is that you're trying to copy or you're trying to sing that song, you listen to that run or listen to that riff, pick out what the melody is, the primary melody notes for that run or that riff, because it may be short, but it's like a short song, right? So it has a melody, and then find those notes sing those notes first without singing the transitional notes. And then listen for the transitional notes and just stop. And sing the primary note yourself without listening to anything, and then just try to put in those transitional notes from the primary melody. So, la, la. So if we did it slow, it'd be lam, lam, lam. And you can go back over this video and practice with me if you want. I also did a pretty extensive podcast drill on this, or exercise you can do in the car and so forth. There's a part 1 on just singing in tune with me and getting, so you can get in tune to get the melody. And then the second part is getting into transitional notes and runs, and kind of go over this a little bit further. You can see that on Singing from Scratch. You can get it on Spotify, Google Play, also on iTunes as well. It's called Singing from Scratch. And check out the rest of this, videos on YouTube and then Facebook, and I do some live videos and so forth with other tips and tricks that you can use. And you can always learn all of these tips and tricks and these basic tools for the 6 elements of singing at singingfromscratch.com. That's where I have all my online courses. I break out the 6 elements of singing into 6 different courses, or you can take the whole thing. So that's pretty much it. Melissa Ann, hopefully that helped you out and that answered your question. And for anybody else that's going to be following this question to find out any information, then check it out. All right, thanks a lot. Michael Graves signing off. Talk to you next time.